Okay. Good morning, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here at Yeshiva Samanavshi, here in Yerushalayim Eir HaKodesh at the Hanafi Yeshiva's Beit Knesset building on Rehov Zikron Yaakov number 6. We're close to the central bus station, so you can walk, if you like, drive, bus if you would prefer, and if you're coming from Chutz La'aretz, please come in also, and you're coming and flying into Eretz Israel to join us in our shiurim here in Yerushalayim. We're learning Mishna Berura here about making interruptions in a person's personal Shemona Esrei. That will be in Siman Kuf Daled. We'll get a just review of Mishna Berura today about talking out b'mezi. The person's not supposed to, under any circumstances, in general, speak during his Shemona Esrei, except if it's a situation of sakana, or it's a situation of aynus, and even if it's a silent interruption, if it's going to take longer than it would be to finish the whole Shemona Esrei or the particular bracha, that will in general cause a person to go back to the bracha he was in, or to go back to the whole Shemona Esrei if he waited that long. So, what about talking out b'mezi in the middle of his Shemona Esrei? So that's at the end of our Siv Katan Chaf Hey. I think we should just review Mishna Berura from the very beginning. Siv Katan Chaf Hey. We all have it there?
Chaf Hey, yes.
Yeah.
Where do you see Chaf Hey?
The bottom. Katan is on the bottom.
What does Katan mean?
Small.
Yeah, meaning there's
This is the large one?
Yeah.
There's a small one.
Right.
Chaf Hey.
Okay, thank you.
It's like, I would say sub-paragraph. Yeah, sub-paragraph.
Okay.
The top ones are paragraphs, and if you'd like, or chapter, and then the one is sub-paragraph.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Rachman, you like to pick up
Kedina Hapsikot.
Meaning the Mechaber said that whenever we have a din that you have to go back, it follows all the halachas of the interruptions that we previously mentioned in this section in the Shulchan Aruch previously.
Okay, Din Hapsikot. What Tzedem was to say, Sheim Sach, he talked, in the middle of the bracha, Sichan wetted, a little bit of talking. Afilu im Osha Alidei Zeh, there is more Osha bracha, and then they try to perceive the next bracha, and Osha bracha, Chozel Rosh bracha. Let's go to the beginning of the bracha. It was a quick interruption. It didn't take long enough to finish that bracha. Still, if he talked in the middle of that bracha, you'll have to go back to the beginning of the bracha.
Beginning of that bracha, right.
Because he ruined the bracha. Because he talked in the
That's
middle.
what we mentioned previously. Very good. That's a kilkul, what we call a kilkul, ruination of the bracha.
If he delayed, interrupted Ayidei Sicha by speaking, Kedei more, call it Tfilah Mirosh L'Sofo, from the beginning until the end of it, he delayed until from the beginning to the end. It's the time to finish the whole Tfilah. Chozel Rosh Tfilah, he goes back to the beginning of the Tfilah. Lafi Mashi Ba'anu Le'el, Siman Katan Tzayin, Lo Yed Dim Te'rak B'Shesach, by the onus. This din would not be applied unless it was talking about an onus.
Right, I mean something beyond his control. Not something, meaning if something was voluntary, it's a whole different picture as to what he should do.
He's talking about onus here. You know, Ayidei and Has Philistine. This is onus?
Yeah.
And that's Philistine?
It's not an onus, as we said earlier in Sameh Hey, Gufo Makomo. Right, Gufo Makomo. Those were the most serious interruptions, which would of course cause a person to go back to repeat the bracha or the Shemona Esrei if it took that much time to take care of the oinus.
What kind of onus is listing in us?
That was what we call
anything unavoidable.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a halakhic,
don't
there's
know
nothing
anything
halakhic causing you to stop saying your
Just something out of your
Shmoneh
control,
Esrei.
just something out of your control.
Okay. Good. I got another.
Let's say a guy has a bloody nose in the middle of Shmoneh Esrei.
Right.
Yeah, so it takes him a few minutes.
Guarantee?
That's small onus, right?
We're not judging these small or large, but it's not an onus which is halakhic. It's not a legal halakhic onus which forces you to stop. You could theoretically continue your Shmoneh Esrei, but under circumstances you're not. Just like if they're listening, if there were robbers or some kind of a disturbance in the place we're davening. Just for example, let me give you when they read the Megillah and the kids are making, right, adults also are making noise when they come to the word Haman, right? So the Baal Koreh has to stop, right? So is that he's stopping because of oinus? What kind of oinus would you say he's stopping for?
Everybody has to hear every word and all the noise that's going on. You get people gonna miss listening to the Megillah.
Right.
But he could still read.
Yeah. Nothing
Yeah,
really
but then-
stops.
raise his voice.
If he could raise his voice louder than than the kids making the noise, he could do it. If he could, but in theory he can't, right? But if you want, maybe let's say maybe a small minion. There are two kids that are really banging away, and he wants to get done with the Megillah, so he stands up, he belts it out. He just barges through them. In theory, you could. Right? So there's nothing forcing him to stop.
Is there a difference between onus, like this thing and onus?
Yeah, that's
Not here,
tremendous.
not for Shmoneh Esrei.
Yeah, right.
Not for Shmoneh Esrei. That's a Shema issue, it's not a Shmoneh Esrei.
Right, and according to the Movavi and Shema, any hefsek, whether it's onus or not, the Movavi is much different than the Ramah. Any stoppage for whatever reason, according to the Movavi, you'd have to go back. It was that long. Yeah. Abel im sach.
About imsach shlomonis, according to not an onus.
Right, if you spoke out without any onus, for examples,
Amazing.
well, we're going to get to shoygig first.
Oh, okay.
Ki im b'shoygig, b'shkoga.
Shgaga. Idea is a toad by way of a mistake.
Meaning, let's say, like we learned yesterday, we thought it was the Rosh Chodesh, because we made it a conversational interruption of Yale Yavod, right? So we learned that's also speaking out inappropriately, according to the Machaber, not according to the Rove post game. Yes, but that's a Machokas of Psak already over there about saying Yale Yavod or something like that. Or let's say through Oshasava Shumuti, he thought it's permissible to quiet his child down and to talk them to be quiet. He thought it was permissible, but he made a mistake. It's really not permissible.
Oshasava Shavu Mutar, he thought it was okay, permitted. Hafilu Shaha, like more Kula, Yochuzel Rosh. Even if it took them time to finish it, call it tefillah.
Right?
Doesn't have to go back to the beginning.
No. Because it was a shoygig, right?
אפילו שעה כדי לגמור כולה, אין הוא חוזר ראש. כי אם לתחילת הברכה, goes back to the beginning of the bracha where we start. אם סך, he talked, בין ברכה לברכה, between brachas, אף אגב, עשה איסור בזה, even though he did a thing that was forbidden, מכל מקום, nevertheless, לא שייך בזה שום תיקון.
The Kuli Av. Let's say if you finish that bracha, right, and even more if you finished his Shmoneh Esrei completely, right, even though he did an Isser, I mean he was supposed to go back, and by not going back, like say you were talking about being right, by being bracha or bracha, it's us to talk, right, and nevertheless there's nothing you can do to fix it up. He hasn't really ruined anything except his general Shmoneh Esrei. In an overall aspect, he's not supposed to say anything in Shmoneh Esrei which is not as formatted by Chazal or according to what his permissibilities are during Shema Koleinu or other places where he can make additions if necessary. But simply to speak out, even mistakenly, b'shoygig, or even ba'oinus, if it's being bracha, there's nothing, no bracha has been ruined here. So there's nothing you can do, there's nothing to fix up.
Even if he heard the Kedusha and he answered with him, it's forbidden.
As a mistake, yeah,
Mistake,
as a
yeah.
mistake, right. It's forbidden, still an issue. Right, let's say he didn't know the halacha that in the middle, even if you Kedusha, Kaddish, Kedusha, you're supposed to answer.
אלא מיד אחר השיחה גומר תפילתו. Immediately after he spoke, he should finish his tefillah.
Right, so let's say he maybe he forgot where he was really, and he thought he was able to say Kaddish or Kedusha. So as soon as he realized, and it was Bein Bracha LeBracha, so as soon as he remembers, he'll just, okay, nothing to do, that's the way it is, and just continue. Now here's what we want to get, the Imsach B'mezid. Let's say
Imsach B'mezid, he talked deliberately. That means he knew it was wrong, but he did it anyway.
Yes.
That's amazing.
He knew he shouldn't have done it, and he went ahead and did it anyway.
Imsach B'mezid, tzarich iyun gadol b'din zeh. We need a big
Great analysis, examination, investigation, analysis. It's a hard word to translate. I've never gotten a good translation.
You have to delve into. You need to delve into it.
Yeah, that's
tzarich iyun gadol b'zeh. יש אומרים, others say, וחוזר תכף לראש התפילה. Wow.
take it, right? Wherever you're in the middle of, if you spoke out amazing, wherever you are, reset directly to the beginning of Shlomo.
Philip was sicha mu'edid, even if it was not a big talk or
You
whatever.
got a call on the phone, he said hello, that's it.
And he knew it was his wrong.
He knew it was wrong.
He did all because of it. Oh,
Yeah.
the Yesh, I mean, those who say, the Rosh Hashanah bein shogig amazing. It doesn't matter if it's shogig a mistake or it is intentional.
Right, so
So
we'll
where
go
do we
back.
go?
You
How
will
do
go
we
back
do
to the
that?
beginning of that bracha, or it also depends how long it took him to speak out. If it was Kedei Ligmor's Kula to start and finish, then that's a different situation.
So we have two Yeshomrim. We go after the second one.
That's not clear, but it says in the Shartzin on both counts, on both opinions, to look at the Berura, which we're going to do now.
Okay.
And we'll take a look at the look again in terms of psak. It'll be hard to tell a person to go back because it's going to be something brachas lahakya, right? He has two strong opinions in halakha. We'll see in the Berura just how strong his opinions are, and to tell a person definitively that he has to go back and repeat his Shmon Esrei, 18 brachas or 19, or depending actually when he started talking. So that's a hard thing to do. To require somebody to, because it could be something brachas lahakya. If it was maybe because of Muslim, which is Doraisa, then if the same halacha applies by Birkas of Muslim, the best thing would be to wash and eat another shear of pas and then obligate yourself to finish again. Yeah, probably. Sure, that's why you don't have that opportunity. Tfilas Nadav is not so clear by us because Manazed, we don't really do a Tfilas Nadav so much. And we'll see the Mishna doesn't recommend anything about a Tfilas Nadav. Yeah. Let's take a look at the Berura. That's back on the previous page, middle of the Berura, according to my pageation. It was Dinai Kedin Hav Sukkos. We all have that, Mr. Brewer?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Russ. No,
Okay.
continue.
Dinot Kedin Hapsikot. I'm the Mishna Berura. Look into the Mishna Berura. שכתבתי עם סך שיחה מועטת. רוצה לומר אפילו בלי אונס.
So
You talking about Mazid here? Well,
We should still be shogeg.
Yeah. Well,
It was under his, even it was under his control.
yeah, we're gonna get. He's speaking about Sikum Wetis right now, and most
It's
likely
not
it's about onus, right, to begin with, right?
Which is even below, I feel below.
Yeah, onus is more serious than he's because that's clear that he's gonna have to go back, right? So in terms of the halacha, it's clear, right? So that's what he's beginning with, right? Take a look there in the Mishnah Berura, what we wrote. B'mashe kasavnu im sach sikum wet. If we spoke a slight number of words, Shlomo, what does that mean? Feelably onus, meaning you spoke even without an onus, right? So that would be the halakha. If you spoke a few words even without an onus, right? Mashma that's proper. That's correct.
So what's this bli onus? Even though it's go back, right?
Meaning,
No, it was not.
onus, he was b'shoigeg, as we said, or we'll get to Mezid in a moment. Nothing was compelling him to stop.
Right.
It was completely voluntary stoppage. It wasn't the involuntary stoppage.
It's Maisie, isn't it?
Well,
No.
no, it could be shoigeg.
Sure. Okay.
Oh, I made a mistake.
Yeah, or maybe he made a mistake, or maybe he was toy. He thought it was mutter, amr mutter.
Okay, אפילו בלי אונס, אפשר לומר אפילו בלי אונס, כן משמע מדרך חיים, והוא נכון, this is right. ודע עוד, ובכל מקום שאמרנו עניינים אלו חוזר לראש הברכה, בדיעבד אם לא חזר, אין לו back, בדיעבד, after the fact, אין לו לחזור לראש עבור זה. Doesn't have to, because it is go back to the beginning of the tefillah.
Right. So any time, and all these halakhas, meaning if the halakha was that he has to go back to the Rosh Hashanah or even to the beginning of Shemon Esrei, if he didn't, right, he doesn't have to go now, return after he finishes bracha. He said the bracha, he shouldn't have done it, nothing to do now, even though he interrupted in the middle with speaking unnecessarily, and it was voluntary. Nevertheless, he doesn't have to go back to the Evid. Why?
כי בדיעבד, Samchinan supported
we can rely. We can
rely on this.
we can rely. The longer nun, the nun safik, that it makes a we plural. Samchinan b'di'evid after the fact. Samchinan ala rashba. We rely on the rashba in the case of b'di'evid.
This Spirle, as he holds, to the holding minim, elu ein lo azor rosh abracha, batam chum shebesak.
The Rashba, in all cases, he always holds, in any situation, that you never go back to the beginning of the bracha, you always pick up exactly where you left off, in all cases. So b'di'evid, we can rely on that decision of the Rashba, that it's enough if you just pick up from where you left off. So if you didn't go back b'di'evid, even though you were supposed to go back, so you can, okay, the Rashba will pull you out of the hole.
Ken ketav ali Rabba. That's wrote the Ali Rabba.
Right, and you have the Eli Rabbi, which is supporting this opinion.
The low ketaz, not like the taz.
So, but nevertheless, you have a machlokas, the Taz, right? A major Koisik halakhic authority is not in favor of this idea. But nevertheless, you have the Rashba with the Eli Rabbi siding with the Rashba. Okay.
But even if you didn't go back, you can still continue.
Yes.
וכן פסק בחיי אדם. אז את הפסק בחיי אדם, נשמת אדם, כנשמת אדם, עין שם.
Apparently, like the Eli Rabbi and the Rashba. Okay.
No, I think he's like the Taz.
It's, I understand how you were. It could be, but v'chein pasuk. Well, again, the Mishnah Berura, his whole path here is that b'di'evid. If you didn't, I mean, you're not supposed to, but if you didn't, you continue on and you continue on the way it is.
Yeah, I understand.
So,
but the way he brings the little kataz in the middle, and then it's like weird. He says, and he goes, and then he wants the other two to go back like it was before. It's confusing.
It is.
He would have said Eli Rabba, the Chay Adam, and the Nishras Adam, the low kataz. That would have been a little clearer.
Okay, could be. Well, now look what happens. Ayin Sham, right? So if we really want to know the truth, we have to look inside to see what the truth is. Go ahead.
Okay, well, Frat and Dati Gra, and in particular, the Dati
Continue.
opinion of the Graf, the Maskim Rashba, That you never go back to the beginning of the bracha. You can keep go from the middle and on. Or you go-
Right, so
or
so
you
now
left
so now he's going if he took a turn, right, he brought down the Rashba, the Eli Rabbah, that you don't have to go back. Not like the Taz. Now, if we say that the psak of the Chayadim and Nishus Adam is like the Taz, you don't have to go back. And now Upaprat Ladas, now he's going back to it's a somersault.
Yeah, okay.
So I think even though
I give.
no, I mean it's not mukhrach. It's not mukhrach, but yeah, but that's the way it seems. That seems to be the flow.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, but again, he says Ayin Sham. To really know, you have to take a look at the Chayah. Look at it. Okay.
So according to the Gra, like the Rashba,
Yeah.
you never have to go back to the beginning of the bracha.
Right.
You continue from where you left off.
Right. So b'di'evid you can be soymech on that. Even though likatila we're going to be going like the Taz that you should go back, but if you didn't, then okay, continue on.
But I think he's saying more than that.
Yeah.
Is the Gra saying it's still b'di'evet to continue, or l'chachil just continue?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure if the Rashba seems to be saying in all the psak is according to Rashba, you never go back. You pick up exactly where you left. That is likatila according to the Rashba. We don't happen to pass in that way, but b'di'evid, then you can be summing on that if you went ahead.
Okay,
apparently. Now, what the Goyen holds is the Goyen holding that you can apparently the Goyen is the lashon way right ladasa grod the masking the Rashba, meaning that apparently l'katchila you just have to pick up where you left off. Apparently. Yeah.
Okay, Uma shekatabnu, what we wrote, or more about the none of this matter, Minan Nezid.
Oh, so now we're going to come to the question of mazid. The person spoke out deliberately. Yeah, he's not supposed to speak out under any circumstances, but this person was a deliberate speaker ever.
What if it happens like somebody got sick, and he says, doctor,
That's
So that's if you
that's amazing, that's amazing.
no,
that's a surah.
that's an onus.
Yeah, that's an onus.
For sure, that's an onus.
And what happens? Go back to the beginning of bracha?
Yeah.
Well, you're probably gonna have to, if you're calling for a doctor, you're likely gonna have to end up being long enough to go back to the beginning.
Well, let's
finish the whole
Just because
bracha.
What's mazid?
intentionally, deliberately. Well, let's say he doesn't have a phone, so he said call a doctor. So he says the guy next to him, and he says to somebody else to call a doctor, right? So, okay. So
but that's clearly an onus.
yeah.
Any of the emergencies
It's no worse than listing. It's no worse than listing, but
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
let's see a guy sitting next to you, and you see him sit down, and he's like you can see he's like he's not.
That's okay, you can
If it's pekuach nefesh, it's pekuach nefesh. You
well, you don't know if
I get it right. You don't know.
If it's enough that you have to call a doctor, then you know
if you
it's.
even think it might be, it falls
That's it.
under the category. You don't take chances. If you think it might be pekuach
That's
nefesh,
right.
it's pekuach nefesh. You don't even think about it.
If it just passes out, you don't know
Yeah,
why.
you don't think about it.
Don't think about it.
You don't think about it.
Yeah, right.
Because every second counts, you don't think about it. Okay?
Okay, יש שומעים דחוזר ראש. ומה שכתבנו עוד בעניין מזיד יש שומעים דחוזר ראש, הוא דעת הבח. This is the opinion of the Bach. כנסת הגדולה, מגן אברהם. ראש. אלי רבא, פי חדש, חיי אדם, והמגן גיבורים.
Now, the fact that the Mishna mentions here the Eli Rabbah, right? That the Eli Rabbah, if you remember, when he b'di'evid, the Eli Rabbah was sermach on the Rashba, that you don't have to go back. But apparently, the Eli Rabbah himself is holding it, meaning that's b'di'evid, but really the Eli Rabbah is amongst this list. If it was spoken as deliberate speaking, then you have to go back. I mean, that's what it is. L'katchila, if you spoke up, means you have to go back, even according to the Rabbah. Pri Chodesh, go ahead.
פרי חדש, חיי אדם, מגן הגיבורים. וגם הוכח, it's also proven, בפרי חדש, בגר"א, סוברים כבח, that they agree with the Bach.
Right, so
You have to go back.
Right, so even the Goin over here, even the Goin is brought down by the Mishna Berura that he's going like the Bach, and the Bach is the leader of the list over here that you have to go back. If you spoke out the Menezit, you have to go back. Okay? Yeah.
תדעת אבי עזרי, ודהם, שם
Harav Rabbeinu Gershom.
ברכות חיים, שם רבת, גם כן ככה. They also are with that opinion.
Right, that you speak up amazing, you
Go
immediately go back to the beginning of your tefillah. Yeah.
So you really have to know what you're doing if you're going to say something.
Yeah.
Amazing, you have to be aware of what the ramifications are.
Yeah, well, amazing. We're going to see. You're not going to get out. You're in a big. You're in an abyss of halacha if you speak out amazing.
ממש כתבנו, יש אומרים, דלא שנה בין, what we wrote about, those who say, דלא שנה, doesn't matter, בין שוגג המזיד, הוא דעת השולחן ערוך. This is the opinion of the Shulchan Aruch, ולבוש, ועולה תמיד, והתז, בדרך החיים, והגר"א בשם, how can that be? The Gra says it's
the Gra b'shem the Rashba, meaning the Mishna Berura just 2 lines before said the Goin says you don't have to go, that you do have to go back.
Yeah.
And now he's bringing down the Goin that he holds, that he says
that
the
he
Goin,
brings down. He brings down the Rashba.
Right.
Doesn't necessarily mean that he holds that.
Right.
It means that he just brings down.
But just time out. It's even worse than this. If you have your number 35 Amram, you have your number 35. Take a look what it says 35. Not everyone has it there. Just read this. He brought down that the Shulchan Aruch. The Mishna Berura just brought down the Shulchan Aruch that he's of the opinion that you do not have to go back. Right? Now number 35.
שהאחרונים הקשו שהשולחן סותר את עצמו, the Shulchan contradicts himself.
The Shulchan Aruch himself is
Shogun, because he that's in the other one, because there's a difference between Shogun and Mezid. Mezid choser the Rosh Tefillah, Mashein can be Shogun. That the Mezid goes to the beginning of Tefillah where the Shogun doesn't have. Ve'elukan chilek bezin. Here he's arguing about them. Siyam be'habir halacha she'achronim hitru yeshev et hasitra. What's hitru?
To give permission.
To what? To do what?
Well, no,
Asitra means a contradiction. So there must be something about the contradiction. The Achronim did something.
I think it might mean that they like when you Bomok Terrace is Chatru, he's like they're really like actually like delving. They're delving to answer the contradiction. So okay, number one.
So now we're all even. The May said, according to everybody, you're going to go back. I'm going to show you, according to everybody, you're not going to go back, and that's how you're going to make the Sitra. You don't have an answer.
Let's continue.
I don't know if I'm right. That's the statement.
Sounds good.
So let's continue. So now at this point we're getting a list of those who say that you don't have to go back. We just had a tremendous list of those, even Rosh Hashanah, that say you have to go back. Now the Das of the Shulchan Aruch, as we just saw, is questionable. Right now the Levush says you don't have to go back. The Olas Tami don't have to go back. The Taz says you don't have to go back. The Chaim doesn't have to go back. And we said the Agra b'Shem Rashba, even though the Gaon was listed that he himself holds that you do have to go back here. He brings the Rashba down and you don't have to go back. Gam Ken B'Shita Zu. However, go ahead.
Achtehu Mekel Yoter is even lenient, more lenient. Tafilus B'Sach B'Mezid, if you talk intentionally, Eino Chozer Rosh HaBracha, even you don't even have to go back to the beginning of that bracha, back to Mekom Shepasak. That is really a kula.
Right.
Ki hu holech l'shitato. This is the Rashba, right? Ki hu holech l'shitato. The spherulate Yisrael can besach b'shogeg.
That's the case when it was Sach B'Shoigig.
Yisrael can b'shogeg, shogeg. There's Meza shogeg now.
That was a case of Shoigig, okay? Yeah.
Is it? But that would, then they read the me, Shematzrich Lachzor, the Rosh Tefillah. So let's go back to the beginning of the Tefillah. Sach B'mezid, who, Afilu B'sach Bein B'chal B'chal. Even if he made a break, a talk between brachas, but has the Mekel B'zeh, B'divad. But the Taz is Mekel is leading with this, B'divad hu rak, this Farato, this Firale, the Sach B'mezid, the Emsa Bracha, goes there rak the Rosh Bracha. And it goes back to the beginning of the bracha. If you talk in the middle of a bracha. To be kakel bezer rak be'et bracha. Only the bracha they made the hefsek, they talked. Mashen can by Yishamim, the Sfira, but it's not so by those that say the Sfira of the Hu, the Chazel Rosh, but they have to go back to the beginning.
Rosh Tefillah.
We're at the very beginning of the whole Shmona Esrei.
The Shulchan and Shlomo, no katav kenim, right?
So even though that's the way that is, but the Shulchan Shlomo said not that, right? It's Tzorechiyim B'taimo, and it requires investigation what the reason is. Acher kach b'tzati, go ahead.
Metzati b'mekin Abraham, Yishimot Kufkei Gimel, Sif Katan Yudal, Tefsak. The Inyan Sach B'mezid.
The hefsik, right?
Oh, the Fasak. Oh, the Psak.
The psak, you mean the psak, the Inyan.
Psak, the Inyan
Sach b'mezid.
B'mezid. The Birkat Amazon, the Chozel Rosh, Kamo B'tfila.
Right, that's what we said. Birkas Hamazon, you Sach b'mezid. Right, guys die. He didn't know. What's Birkas Hamazon? He gets a phone call. He's at home. He gets a phone call. Answers the phone. Yeah, it's just in the middle of the morning, So he doesn't think it's not such a bad idea. Okay, he answers the phone. Has to go back according to the Magen Avraham, back to the beginning of Birkas Hamazon.
Even if he didn't know the halakha.
Yeah, it's amazing. Amazing. No. If you didn't know the halakha, that's amazing. That's shayk. Maybe it's shayk. Yeah, maybe it's shayk.
Is it shogate with a taf or shogate with a dalad?
Gimel.
The gimel.
Gate.
Gate.
The Shema, I read the verse talking about Bein Bracha the Bracha, between brachas.
Good.
But what do you mean by in the Birkat of his own? They make a hefsek. Talk about between bracha and bracha.
Sham, by Birkas Hamazon,
Yeah.
I read Bein Bracha Bracha. The hefsek, the interruption was between brachas. The efshel lidchoich is possible to.
And if it's between brachas, you have to go back to the beginning.
That's what we're talking
That's amazing.
about.
Okay. V'shal lidchok, and it's possible to push it off. Kashum b'sham agimel brachot chashuvot kechad. Or they consider the three.
Like one bracha.
Like one bracha.
All the
First
first three
bracha.
brachas, they're all derisa, so it could be it's all considered to be one bracha.
אחד, כמובן, בסימן ח' במגן אברהם, בסוף קטן ח', מה שאין כן בתפילה. This is not the case.
By tefillah. At least after the first three and after before the last three. Right? Turn the page. Avo Loshin.
Son Megvash.
Arag Vash. Shivkarucha. The base Yosef Lo Mashmike. Now, apparently that it's not considered to be one bracha, it's considered three separate brachas. So what do you see from all this? First of all, you see.
Whatever you do, there's somebody who agrees with you.
Yeah, but whatever you do, don't interrupt. That's what that
B'mezid. Specifically B'mezid.
Specifically B'mezid. Notice you have some way out of it, but B'mezid you're going to be stuck.
Whatever you do, there's going to be somebody who holds what says like what you did.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that'll be enough for today, Mitzvah Shem, and tomorrow will be.
Start all over again.
Yeah.